hope that you will pray for me here this morning. We had such a wonderful meeting. Me and Brother Elisha said that if we could just do that again, then the church would be all right. It's the Lord's blessings that showers down from on high, and I hope that here this morning that He'll bless me for just a minute. Lord be blessed. I am going to heaven someday, to that home above the skies. I am going where they need not the light of the sun. Oh, fathers, won't you meet me there? I am going to heaven someday, to that land that is bright and fair. I am going where they need not the light of the sun. Oh, mothers, won't you meet me there? I am going to heaven someday. I will wear that crown of glory. I will wear that long white robe. Oh, children, won't you meet me there? I am going to heaven someday. Won't you come and go with me? Won't we all be happy in that day? Oh, people, won't you meet me there? I hope that for a few minutes of time that the Lord will begin to bless. We'll shortly call this service to a close, but I hope on here this morning that the Lord will shower down the blessings from on high. For I desire the blessings of the Lord. For whenever the Lord truly begins to bless, you can see Him begin to move throughout the house. Brother Mike, that's when I feel like I get a little glimpse over home. And that's what heaven is going to be like, is whenever you see the whole house begin to rejoice. The things of the Lord are so great. All I know to tell this lost and dying world is the love and joy that is Jesus Christ, and that His mercies are far greater than anything that I've ever found here on this earth. But Thomas, they are so great that whenever that this guy you see before you was down upon bended knees crying out to Him, and He looked down upon this old world and He forgave me for my sins. That's the greatest story story that I could ever tell you in this life. And whenever the Lord moves in and takes up His abode in your heart, that there's no greater joy than. And whenever the Lord begins to bless, and I hope that you will pray, but here for just a minute at a time. Oh, I hope that the Lord will look down upon me for a minute at a time. For I want you to know that the Bible says that a foolish man, he will build his house upon the sand. And whenever that the storms begin to come, that house will surely fall. Oh, but the wise man, he'll build his house upon that solid rock. And when the storms come, that house will not move, for it's built upon that solid foundation, which is Jesus Christ. Here I want you to know that. Do you have your heart upon the Lord, or is it set out in this world? I want you to know that, like Brother Elisha was preaching to you about old Joshua, I want you to know that. Oh, Joshua, the Lord had visited him in a little dream, and in that dream He told him that be ready for when the ark of the covenant begins to move, that you're going over to the promised land. Oh, I want you to tell one man out of each tribe of Israel to put a great rock upon their shoulder, and wherever it is that they lodge that night, that's where they lay that rock. And whenever their children begin to ask in this world, what is this rock? You begin to tell them that the waters of Jordan was cut off. They were cut off that we may walk across on dry ground here. And I want you to know that my rock is set over in heaven's land, Brother Thomas. I want my children to see that my rock is set upon Jesus Christ. He is that rock. Oh, I want you to know Jesus is my comforter. He is my guide. When troubles and sorrows come my way, I've got the Lord to lean on in this world. Oh, I've got Papa. And whenever heartache begins to move into my life, I'm so glad that I have a Lord that is ready to comfort me. He's ready to reach His hands right down to me and wrap His arms right around me. Oh, what do you have to comfort you in this life? I want you to know that many times you'll hear us boys preach about the love that Mama's shown us over the life of our lives here in this world. But I want you to know that she showed us more than anything the comfort that is Jesus Christ, and that whenever things come our way that we can't handle in this world, that we have Him to lean upon. Oh, like old Jacob, whenever he was journeying through that field, he laid his head upon that rock of light, and what did he have himself? A little dream, and where he seen the angels ascending and descending upon that ladder, coming and going from this old earth back to heaven's sweet land. Oh, I want you to know that when he woke that night, he said, this must be the very place where the Lord dwells here. And I want you to know He built him up a little tabernacle. I began to build me a tabernacle whenever the Lord He moved into my heart. Oh, I wanted to show this world that the Lord He had moved in. I was a changed creature here. What I have to ask you here today is, have you had the Lord move in? If you haven't, there's nothing but sorrow here in this life. Lord, I want you to know He's crying out to this lost and dying world. Take heed to His word, for if you don't, and when we leave this old place, whenever we go home, Brother Thomas, and we go down that little road, you are promised that tomorrow will come. For yesterday is gone, the day is far spent, and tomorrow it may never come. I want each and every person that I meet in this world to know that I'm going to heaven someday. Won't you come and go with me? For I look forward to that great morning when those eastern skies break open. I look forward to hearing my Lord call out my name out of that Lamb's book of life. I'm going home forevermore. I'm going where there'll be no sorrow there. There'll be no troubles over there. There'll be no cancer. There'll be no young people maybe killing themselves. There'll be nobody, no death over there. There'll be no sorrow there in that sweet land. I want you to know that whenever I leave this world, that heaven is going to be my home. Like Brother Elisha was preaching to you about getting down in prayer, that this world is not going to take that away from him. It couldn't help but remind me of that little story about that Brother George Higgins as he was coming across, I believe it was Pengao, upon that little mule late in the night before he was trying to get over this way for church in the morning. And you know, he said that two little drunk boys, they came out of the woods, and one of them was carrying a little pistol, and they began to tell him, "Oh, colored man, you better be prepared, or you're going to leave this world tonight." And then man, he looked upon those boys. He said, "Boys, won't you allow an old man? Won't you let him pray one more time unto his Creator?" Oh, I'm so glad that even in the sight of death, that old man still remembered to get down in a little word of prayer. And they said that he never prayed one time, not one time for his own life, but he asked, "Lord, won't you be ready? Oh Lord, forgive these boys, Lord. Won't you help them, oh God? I want you to know that the Lord, He works just like that no matter what you may think you've done, you may think that you have sinned the very day of grace away. That's how I felt here in this world. But the Lord, He's reaching down to this lost and dying world. And I want you to know that today is the day of salvation. Make you ready for whenever your time comes to leave this world. That is the end of time for you. Oh, but I'm glad that time won't matter anymore for me. For I'll be going over to heaven's land. Oh, won't you come and go with me? I want you to know here today that whenever that old man, it said that whenever he got up, that the boy that had the gun had ran off, and that other boy was just standing there, and tears were flowing down his face. Oh, I want you to know, what kind of testimony are you leaving? Like that old song that I sang a few minutes ago, what will I leave behind? I want nothing more than to leave behind a very hope that is Jesus Christ. That whenever it comes my time, He'll leave this old world, that everybody around me, they'll be able to tell my children, they'll be able to tell them, "Don't worry, your daddy's just gone over home." Oh, what kind of hope are you leaving here in this world? Jonathan, you know, it seems like it'll just be a couple of months and he'll be 2 years old. Well, it seems like just yesterday that he was born. I want you to know that I understand that I'll see these things more and more as I get older. But I want to try my best while I'm here in this life to sing those old songs of Zion unto him who let him hear everybody preach and pray in this world. And whenever I leave this world, he'll have that stuck in his mind as much as I can put it there. I just want everybody to come and go with me over to heaven's sweet land. You know, I couldn't help but think about that old stone and how that whenever a man by the name of Nehemiah he had heard that his city that he was raised in, and it was crumbling there, and that the enemies were overthrowing it, he began to ask his old king that he was serving, he began to ask him, "Oh, king, won't you let me go back to that land? Let me help them, let me help them, for they're in trouble, O king." And he granted him that there. And you know it says that Nehemiah, he began to tell those people, we need to start building this wall back up. And he told them to grab them a stone, and whenever the enemy begins to come, you build with one hand and you fight with the other. I'm so glad that my Lord, he is that stone that is being built up as high as we can in this life. And this old Bible, here it is our sword of might. And whenever the people of this world, they start trying to come down upon us a little bit, I just want to tell them I want nothing more than for you to go over to heaven's sweet land with me. And if I'm wrong for that in their eyes, I guess I'll just have to be wrong. For I want nothing more than to see everybody to go over to home with me. I don't want to see anybody to leave this world and go down to that devil's hell. It's a sad place to go. You brothers go ahead and sing into song. But I want you to know here today that the church doors are open. And if you've been praying on account of your sins, that today is the day of salvation. I fought many times while I was sitting back in the pews, and I wanted to go on and become part of the church, but I was too scared to let go of that pew. I was too scared to let people see what I was becoming.